Right now, your company is paying for software nobody uses. The average business wastes 30% of its software budget every year. This video is about exactly why and how to stop it. The SaaS industry is now worth more than $300 billion a year, and it's growing. Every major business function now has dozens of competing tools fighting for a piece of your budget, from CRM systems and project management platforms to AI writing tools, customer support software, analytics dashboards, and everything in between. But here's the paradox. As the market has exploded with options, companies have gotten worse at choosing. A study from Gartner found that 63% of software implementations fail to deliver their expected return on investment. That's not a small failure rate. That's the baseline. The problem isn't the software itself. In most cases, the tools being reviewed on channels like this one are genuinely powerful. Salesforce, Monday.com, HubSpot, Notion, Slack, these are well-engineered products. The failure almost always comes down to selection. Companies buy for the wrong reasons, with the wrong criteria, at the wrong stage of their growth. Think about the last piece of software your team adopted. How was that decision made? Was it a recommendation from a LinkedIn post? A deal you spotted on AppSumo? An enthusiastic demo from a sales rep? If any of those sound familiar, you've already identified the first part of the problem. After reviewing dozens of business software platforms, I've identified 3 patterns that destroy otherwise smart purchasing decisions. I call them the feature trap, the demo trap, and the stack trap. The feature trap is when you buy software for capabilities you'll never actually use. Sales teams are extraordinary at showcasing impressive features during demos. AI-powered automation, enterprise analytics, deep integrations, it all looks incredible. But most teams use 10% of a tool's features in day-to-day work. You're not paying for a Swiss Army knife, you're paying for a sledgehammer and using it as a paperweight. The demo trap happens when a product looks polished in a controlled environment but falls apart in real-world use. In a demo, data is clean. Workflows are pre-configured. The sales engineer knows every shortcut. Your actual team will face messy imports, confusing onboarding, and support tickets that take 48 hours to resolve. The stack trap is the most expensive of all. This is when you add a new tool without thinking about what it replaces or how it connects to existing systems. The average mid-sized company now uses over 100 software tools. Many of them overlap. Most of them don't talk to each other. The result is data silos, duplicated work, and a monthly bill that would shock your CFO. Here's the framework I use every time I evaluate a new piece of software. It's not complicated, but most buyers skip it entirely. Question 1. What specific problem does this solve? Not a general category of problems, a specific measurable pain point. If you can't describe the problem in one sentence, you're not ready to buy the solution. Question 2. Who on your team will actually use this daily? Not occasionally, not in an ideal scenario, daily. If the answer is fewer than 3 people, ask whether a lighter weight tool could serve the same function at a fraction of the cost. Question 3. How does this integrate with your existing stack? Modern software lives and dies on its integrations. Before evaluating any platform, map out your current tools. Identify your data sources. Understand your workflow. Then ask whether the new tool fits into that ecosystem natively, or whether it requires a separate integration layer like Zapier or Make. Question 4. What does the first 90 days look like? Implementation is where most software purchases succeed or fail. Ask the vendor for a real implementation roadmap. Ask to speak with customers who went live in the last 6 months, not the polished case studies on their website. Question 5. What is your exit plan? This sounds pessimistic, but it's essential. Understanding how to export your data, cancel your subscription, and migrate to another tool is critical information before you commit. Lock-in is real. Design your stack with portability in mind. One of the most valuable habits you can develop as a software buyer is learning how to extract signal from the noise of online reviews. G2, Capterra, Trustpilot, and TrustRadius are the major review platforms for business software. But not all reviews are created equal. Here's what actually matters. Look for reviews from users with a similar company size. A review from a Fortune 500 enterprise is nearly useless if you're a 20-person startup. The experience is completely different. Most review platforms let you filter by company size. Use that filter every single time. Read the negative reviews first. Specifically, look for recent negative reviews. Products evolve, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. A tool that was exceptional 2 years ago might have gone through a pricing overhaul or an acquisition that degraded quality. Recent negative reviews reveal the current reality. Pay attention to the support reviews. Software problems are inevitable. What matters is whether the company resolves them quickly and professionally. Patterns of slow response, billing disputes, or technical issues that linger for weeks are serious red flags. Finally, look for reviews that describe use cases close to yours. The most valuable review isn't from someone who loves the product in general. It's from someone doing exactly what you need to do, in a context similar to yours. Here's a challenge I issue to everyone watching this. Do a software stack audit this week. Pull together every tool your team is paying for. Include the apps on your company card, the subscriptions your team leads signed up for individually, and the tools your predecessor bought before you joined. Now ask 3 questions for every single item. First, is it being actively used? Not theoretically, actually used. Log into your admin dashboards. Most SaaS tools show you active users and login frequency. Second, is it doing something another tool on your list already does? Overlap is expensive. If 2 tools share 60% of their use cases, one of them should go. Third, is there a cheaper tier or a free alternative that covers your actual usage? Most companies who do this exercise find between 15 and 30% of their software spend is either duplicated or completely unused. On a $20,000 annual software budget, that's $3,000 to $6,000 you're leaving on the table every year. The best software decisions are the ones made with clarity. Know your problem, know your team, know your stack. Then, and only then, pull the trigger on a new tool. That's the framework. Software selection doesn't have to be a guessing game. With the right questions and a disciplined review process, you can build a stack that actually serves your business, instead of bleeding it dry. If this video gave you one idea you'll actually use, subscribe to SaaS IQ. We publish in-depth reviews and breakdowns like this every week. No fluff, no affiliate bias, just real analysis for people who take their tools seriously. Drop a comment below. What's the most expensive software mistake you've made? I rate every response. See you in the next one.